show where we help you make sense of your dispensary. We tell you which cartridge you should actually buy. When you go to the dispensary and they have a wall of cartridges of every brand, every contoured shape, every packaging, every color, every shape, everything you could possibly imagine, and you have that analysis paralysis of like, whoa, which one should I spend my money on? Well, that's when you check Weeats on your phone and you say, I'm going to get this one because Weeats likes this one. Well, at least that's what we hope we do here. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We are, as I said, the marijuana review show. We review edibles, we review cartridges, we review tinctures, we review capsules. We don't review bud, we don't review concentrates necessarily, but we love everything else. And we love our bud and we love our concentrates. It's just there are so many people out there doing it, and we specialize on the others. So, what are we talking about today? I've got my standard 510 battery here, so I think that means that you know what we are about to do. We are talking cartridges again today, and today we are talking maybe the most popular cartridge brand, certainly one of the most ubiquitous here in Southern California. These guys have been everywhere for a couple of years now. I see them most frequently at dispensaries, and certainly one of the most affordable cartridges I've seen. I've seen this brand as cheap as $20 for a half-gram cartridge, so very cheap, probably why they're so popular. Today we are talking about Kurvana, and I wish I didn't have this sticker on it that says this product has not been tested as required by the Medical and Adult Use Cannabis Regulation Safety Act. Let's see if I can get this off without ruining the rest of the package, because I'd like to show it off to you guys. Should have probably done this beforehand, but you know, nobody's ever accused Weeats of being bright before. Here we go, lifting and separating. Just like a Wonder Bra. There we go. All the stickers are off. So here is the Kurvana cartridge in this weird little fake cork thing here. In terms of packaging, what do I think? I think it's okay. It's not as nice as some of the others, but I think it's novel. I like the little, the capsule or whatever. I assume it's kind of a pain in the butt if you are actually a dispensary, because these things are probably hard to store. They're not flat. You can't stack them. You can't stick them on the wall. I've just seen them often rubber banded together. But in terms of originality, a little plastic thing with cork, it's probably cheap, and it probably certainly does the job. So this here is the full gram. It's a gram cartridge. Sativa, the Jack Herrera, my go-to for sativas. And it cost me at my dispensary $60 for the full gram. So pretty cheap, especially at my dispensary where full dream cartridges often run more in the $80 to like $100 range. So this is the most affordable cartridge we have reviewed yet. I will say I have had Kurvana before, but not in a very long time. So I'm excited to see how they're going to hit after doing all these reviews, all this fun stuff. So let's go ahead and take out the cartridge. Take a look here. Oh, this is nice. Inside the canister itself, it comes with the testing information. This is really neat, actually. You can see right there, it's got all the testing information. Come on, camera, you want to focus. Being a webcam, it may not. But it lets us know what it is. Jack Herrera, THC 72.05, cannabinoids 0.19, cannabinoids, or CBD 0.19, cannabinoids 0.35. It gives us its test date, was tested way back in May, and by the good people at SC Labs, maybe the finest testing lab out there. Okay, so that's really cool. I don't know if they'd seen that in there before. If I had, I hadn't registered it. Love to see that. Always love to see that. Okay, so here's the cartridge itself. It's itself, not ourself. And we're starting off with a bad sign because it is quite sticky on the outside. Very sticky, as if it has been leaking. Let's hope that's not the case here. The thread feels okay, but the cap itself was quite leaky, this thing is quite sticky, so hopefully it's not leaking, which is probably a problem with these cheaper cartridges. So let's go ahead and screw it in here. Again, just a standard 510 vape battery. So first off, let's talk about this cartridge. You get what you pay for in terms of cartridges. This cartridge is very cheap compared to some of the others. It's a plastic top and a plastic cartridge. I miss the metal, I miss the glass, I miss all that good stuff. So you're definitely getting what you pay for in terms of materials, because this is very cheap compared to some of the others. Again, plastic all the way through, cheap plastic there, and plastic, thicker plastic there. But as long as it hits hard, who cares what the material's like? So let's go ahead and give it a draw here. Wow. Okay. It hits hard. It hits hot, too. Comes out hard and hot. Fills my lungs. Wow. The taste is middling. I've had some really good Jack Herrera cartridges in the past. This is not a really good tasting one. It's got a kind of piney-like taste, but it's not as fresh, it's not as pure as some of the others. But in terms of how it hits, it's actually hitting pretty hard. I've taken a couple of nice draws, and I'm definitely feeling the effects. So in terms of strength, it's doing pretty well. I just don't love the taste, and again, I'm worried about that stickiness that I had when first opening it, because the last thing I wanted to do is just short out this nice battery I have here, which is a problem if it's leaking. So, in terms of materials, bad. In terms of packaging, okay, I like the packaging. In terms of taste, not for me. In terms of potency, definitely not bad. Definitely on the good end even. Feeling it quite well, quite a lot. So, what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to finish off this gram cartridge over the next couple of days here, probably over the next 5 or 6 days. And then I will come back to you at the end of this, once we've gotten through all this delicious oil here. I will come back to you and give you my wrap-up thoughts. Hopefully won't tell you that this thing leaked through and wasted the $60 on the cartridge and destroyed my pen. Hope not, knock on wood. Hopefully I'll come back and tell you that everything was A-okay. And I end up really liking the product. But for that, guys, you'll have to wait a couple more seconds. For me, it's going to take a couple of days to get through this. But I'll be sure to let you know how we're doing. Thank you so much for watching Weeats, guys, and I will be back with you in just a bit. Peace. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Weeats. It has been about 6 days, I think, since I last checked in with you when we did our Jack Herrera full gram Kurvana Originals. I've got it right here, and as you can see, there's actually still a little bit of oil left in the pen. So that's a pretty good indicator, right? Lasted 6 days on a gram cartridge, and I still have some left. Yeah, well, it's becoming increasingly difficult to draw from. I'm having to inhale more to get less in. And it's burning hotter now. It's starting to annoy my lungs, I guess, a little bit more because it's burning a lot hotter. And I've noticed that before on Kurvana cartridges. In terms of cartridge design, as I was just saying, it seems to have some kind of flaws when it comes to the fact that it's harder to draw when it gets close to the bottom, and it does seems to burn a little hotter, which I don't quite understand. Maybe just the less material in there, the coil heats it at a more uneven rate. I don't know. Also, it leaked twice on me. It leaked when I first opened it up, and it leaked once more. I actually had to clean my battery with some alcohol to prevent it from shorting out because there was a decent amount of oil that had leaked through. So yeah, design flaws, and then in terms of materials, it's junk. I mean, it's just cheap plastic and cheap plastic here. I've seen so much nicer cartridges, both in terms of materials and design. So not too pleasant there. In terms of taste, did not like it. It wasn't foul tasting, and it didn't have that sort of off taste that like the Panda liquid shatter cartridge had. It just wasn't as good. It wasn't as terpene-y as say like the Orchid Jack Herrera. And the more I took of it, the closer I get to the bottom, the worse that flavor sort of gets as it seemingly starts to burn hotter, or whatever it is, whatever kind of reaction is happening in there that's making it taste more foul. Foul is the wrong word, just less appealing than others. So in terms of value, though, that's where you're going to find your sort of worthiness for Kurvana, because they are good value. This was $60 at my dispensary, but I think you can get a lot cheaper than that other places, so don't really correlate that with overall prices. I think Kurvana is usually pretty affordable, and that's probably why they're pretty popular, is they're cheaper than some of the other brands. And it has lasted a while. It's lasted 6 days, and there's still some oil in this cartridge, as you can see, even though it's increasingly difficult to extract. So it is a good value for your money. But then in terms of how high you actually get, I never felt like it was as potent as I wanted it to be. I think I sort of leveled out at, 3, maybe peaked at 4s after excessive draws. I hit a 4, but never even into the sort of mid-tier number levels. So not the most potent cartridge, not the best tasting cartridge, not the best designed cartridge, but a good value proposition if maybe your tolerance isn't super high, or if you're looking for something to pick up on the cheap. Kurvana might still do you okay. For me, it's not going to be a recommendation. I found too many other cartridges that I really love to stick with something that I just kind of think's pretty good. So it's going to be a pass for me, but I don't think it's a terrible product by any stretch. And as I was saying, if you are value conscious, if you're value conscious, or if you are simply looking for, if you're not, your tolerance isn't radically high, this will do you just fine. But if your tolerance is high and money, and you're not afraid to spend a couple more bucks, go with something else. Go with an Orchid, go with a Moxie. Stay away from this for the time being. But I think we'll go back to Kurvana in the future, review some of their other strands, because I know they're popular and I know people are going to want to see more from them. So, but that, guys, is going to do it for this review. And before I go, I'm going to share with you another cherry on top, one that I'm really excited to share with you guys. And that is a TV show, one that is has been off the air for like, I don't know, 4 years, 3 years now, something like that. It is one of my... it's called Hello Ladies. Let me just get that out. Hello Ladies on HBO. It's 1 season long. It stars Stephen Merchant of Ricky Gervais fame, is maybe the most popular or the most easy way to describe him. He's like Ricky Gervais's buddy. The tall, gangly Stephen Merchant. So Hello Ladies is cringe comedy at its absolute cringiest. It is about a British man in Los Angeles on the dating scene. It is, if you find cringe comedy hard to watch, go ahead and skip it. If you enjoy things like, say, the early seasons of The Office, you're gonna love this. Basically, I think it's 8 episodes long, 8 half-hour episodes, something like that. It's basically an entire season of Scott's Tots or Phyllis's Wedding from The Office, if you know those classics. Every episode is that. It's a little unbearable at times, but I mean that in the best way possible. Give it a shot, especially if you got that HBO Go subscription. I think you're going to enjoy Hello Ladies quite a bit. And that, guys, is going to do it for this review and this cherry on top. Thanks for sticking around. We will see you guys on the next review. Peace.